Good evening. This is Group 29 and I'm Vice Roger Vishali. Our project is about flight ticket model prediction. The introduction says one of the most sophisticated industries that use very complex dynamic pricing strategies. It's the airline industry. We all know that airline prices are dynamic. Hence, what I'm trying to say that the prices can never be the same. A price of a particular flight on Monday can never be the same as the price of that same particular flight on Tuesday, or even after 3 hours or 4 minutes. So our model basically is trying to predict future prices, whereby given the various input parameters, it can predict the price tickets which are cheap given a condition. For example, right now it's a festive season, so very people are traveling. Hence, the airlines have to make maximum profit. So the tickets, the prices, the flight prices are always high, but at a certain time T, those prices will be low. So given those inputs and the parameters, our model should be able to predict when the fares will be cheap. Now, the problem of them, of late, all airline companies, they are using complex algorithms that calculate the prices of all tickets. Like I'd say, according to a given parameter, if it's a festive season, they have their own algorithms that will calculate the the prices that a ticket should cost from here to Dubai. If before the festive season it was 3 million, given the parameter that it's a festive season, so the majority of people want to travel to those countries. Their algorithms will generate the prices. So ours will try to predict what their algorithms will be generating. If their algorithms generate 4 million, our algorithm should at least approximately generate 3.9. Now, the significance or the importance of our project. Lately, the economy isn't that good, so very many people want to get the same goods or products at a cheaper price. They don't want duplicates, but they want the same original products, but at a cheaper price. So if a person gets to know that traveling from here to the US was 5 million, let me say like in the first class, and the economy class it was 3 million, and this person gets to know about our model, which has predicted that on 3rd June, traveling to the US, the traveling to the US on January the 3rd, at this particular time, the first class ticket will drop from 5 million to 3 million, and the economy class will drop from 3 million to 1 million. So this person has briefly kept some money with him or her. So that's the significance. Another significance is that the airlines, they can also use our model to predict for them. It can help them. This hours will be using AI. So it will be the better. Now our scope major is going to basically be around Africa. We want to get data sets, and some we have acquired them, whereby the flights are around Africa from Uganda to South Africa, Uganda to Kenya, Ethiopia to South Africa. We are majorly basing around Africa and East Africa. So our statement, flight prices are hard to guess. Today's price per specific journey is different for the same flight tomorrow. So according to the data sets that we achieved from Cargo, some were having Africa, though the majority were in the West, so we picked those ones of Africa. These data sets, they're showing flights, the particular month, the date, the time, the hours, the stops, the duration the flights are going to take. So here, basically, our statement, we all know, like I introduced earlier, the prices are always dynamic. You cannot say that a price from here to US in the economy class is 3 million. So that will be the same case tomorrow. It's impossible. Due to their complex algorithms that calculate the fares of all flights, their algorithms have to be fed in parameters. So our model is trying to predict what their models will show to the travelers. Now the resource questions, basically we have, do flight prices vary with airlines? How would the flight prices be affected if the tickets are brought in 2 to 3 days before departure? Does the flight price change based on the arrival and departure time? Basically, these are the questions we are trying to solve in our model. Really, do prices change or do they vary in airlines? The price from South Africa to US, if it's 5 million with Emirates, is it the same with Qatar? Is it the same with Turkish Airlines, and why? Why, if they are different, why? Why are the prices different between the business and the economy class? Now, we conducted a hypothesis that will determine the parameters obtained from estimation, and they were statistically significant. We found out that prices tend to increase, the prices for flights tend to increase towards departure. And the only fact to prove that, it's because very many people are trying to book. So this airline, the airline algorithms will tend to increase the fares in order to reduce the number of people who want to book. So the input parameter at that time is people booking at the same time, the majority of people booking at the same time. So their algorithm will use that as an input parameter, and they will increase the fares. So we already found out that the prices, flight prices, they are dynamic in nature, and also there are some myths around the airline industries, like people people say the prices are the same, so that's a myth. It's not possible, and it has never been. So our main objective, our model should be able to predict cheap flights given the different parameters, like I've said, festive seasons. Festive seasons, we all know fares have to go up because majority of people are going to use a certain means of transport. People will want to travel to fancy countries they like. So those airlines will use an input parameter as festive season, whereby their algorithms will calculate and increase the fares depending on the input parameters. It's a festive season, yes, and how many people are coming here. All those are input parameters. And the other objectives is to be the identification of data. We already found a data set at Cargo platform. It's a free platform whereby people put their data set. So we found the majority in the West, but we found that one of Africa, and this one we are going to use. We're going to use design tools in Python, which already has inbuilt libraries of AI that we shall import, and we shall be able to draw graphs and to get the line of best fit. And we understand why at a particular time very many people trying to book a certain flight ticket. And then we shall test and validate our model. We shall use other data sets and train our model. First of all data sets cannot be cleaned, so we shall have to clean our data set. And after cleaning our data set, we shall have to eliminate the useless columns that will make our data set bulky. Then we shall use this data set to train our AI model using the Python tools. We shall have to scrape up some data from websites. We shall use Selenium tools for scraping out data from websites from their URLs. So after we have trained our model very well, it will be able to predict the future flights. We found a data set, and it's varying from 2010 to 2018, since we tried to get the latest data sets, but there was COVID, so airline companies shut down. So we couldn't get the current data set from 2019 to 2021. Very many countries are still in lockdown. Of recent, China, which is the most productive country that uses airlines, still under lockdown. For them, they are still getting their cases. So we were not able to get the current data sets But now we want to use the data sets that we have, the old data sets, and we try to feed in our parameters, and then we check on the current flight fare. If the current flight fare at the festive season from here to the US is 5 million, and then we feed our data into our AI model, and it predicts 4.9, that's approximately 5 million. So we shall be very happy, since our model will be good. And if it fails, we shall have to reclean our data and again retrain our model, since the model has to be trained in order to give us the correct results. If you put in garbage, it will bring out garbage, garbage in, garbage out. So we should be able to train our model. And for the dataset description, I've already described it. It's around Africa, traveling South Africa to Ethiopia, Ethiopia to South Africa, and we found some trips like from Africa to the US, US to Africa. Those are the flights we are targeting. We're not targeting the West, like from Chicago to Massachusetts. No, we are basing around Africa. And other data sets, like I talked about, they show the airline. Is it Turkish, Qatar, the flights, what's the flight number, the source city, the departure time, the stop, the arrival, all these parameters are found in the data sets. Now, these parameters are the ones that we shall be using to train our model in order to achieve the best and accurate results. The proposed, the timeline, it's approximately 8 months, since that's the scope of our semester, close to 1 year. So that's the time we have to finish our project. And the methodology we are using, a simple methodology, we have research questions that I mentioned before. And the airline is expensive, basing on the type of airline, the flight's expensive based on the type of airlines, and do flight fares increase or reduce towards departure? So those are the questions. And then the design, and we also talked about this, we shall be using observation, whereby we shall critically analyze and see the trends in flights, and we ask ourselves has why have the prices changed, and then we have to get to know what caused the change. Is it a festive season? Is it because the airline has less airplanes? Then sampling, like I also talked about, this is in our data set. This is in our data set that is composed of the airline, the flight, the source city, the class and duration, and very many. The instrumentation, this is the same. Basically, to summarize our methodology, the research questions, the research design, the sampling, instrumentation, data collection, system development, process mining algorithm, that will be our model, discovery of purchase factors, what entices a customer to book a ticket at that time, the prediction model. Now, this will be on the part of testing and validating. Then the dynamic pricing. Of course, our model should be able to cope up with the dynamic pricing. Then architecture. Of course, we all know airline goals. They want to make maximum profit. However much their prices are low, there's maximum profit. And for us, our goal is for our customer to buy a ticket at a lower price. So hence dynamic pricing. There are internal factors and external factors. Internal factors, they can be the number of airplanes, they are less, or the pilots are less. Then the external factors, like I talked about, they can be holidays. It can be like an outbreak whereby very many people are traveling to India to get medication. Then these are the references. These are part of the certain books whereby we got some data and we made it part of our literature review. We found out that our project, it's there, but they were not using artificial intelligence. And those who used artificial intelligence, they were only using Bayesian regression. For us, we want to maximize all, all the AI models available And mostly we want to use the linear regression since our variable, which is the price, it's dynamic and it's always continuous. It's not discrete. Yes. Thank you very much.